Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Does this look like a place where all this great music came from? Does it look like a magical place to you? It is. So we just made it to our hotel. While I'm here, I'm going to try to figure what the secret is. I'm going to try to crack the code of Muscle Shoals music. Right now, listening to Clarence Carter, Slip Away. From about 1965 to 1980, this tiny, unassuming square-shaped building here somewhere in this town. All this beautiful music came out of it. It's kind of inexplicable, kind of magical. And the rest of the world caught wind of that and wanted to come here to maybe get a little piece of something. There's the Swampers. You know the song, right? In Muscle Shoals, they got the Swampers. They pick me up when I'm feeling blue. How about you? So I'm looking around at the town. I don't really see anything that tips me off or gives me a clue. Land is kind of flat. Do you have any theories about why this music comes from here like that?
Maybe it's just the shape of the building. Maybe it's so close.
The shape of the building, like acoustics.
Maybe it's just closed in.
So not having a lot of space, it has everyone close to each other, so they play better. I got my theories what I think it is. So here we are turning left on Jackson. Nobody here at all. Just pull up to. Pretty cool, huh? I bet this yard hosted a lot of stuff with those musicians. It's a nice yard right beside it. Here's the back if anyone's ever interested. Here's the front of it, or if he was walking out, what you'd see. Glare kind of makes it hard to capture much, but Wild Horses was recorded there.
Mustang Sally. Guess you better slow your Mustang down. Oh, what I said now.
What you want, baby, I got
Just take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to 'em by myself. Take a letter, Maria. Address it to my wife. Send a minded we men can go away, don't have to wish. The kind of woman that's always willing to understand, always willing to lend a helping hand. I'm talking about a good, true, honest, loving woman. I want her to be downright uptight. No man, or no woman at all.
kiss me once again. Don't you never, never say that we're through. 'Cause I ain't never,
Had a hard time and almost didn't make it. Always worked it out and never tried to fake it. I believe. What would I give for just a few moments? What would I give?
So a guy named Rick Hall was the producer of this studio, and all these great artists recorded here. The Rolling Stones actually came here because they caught wind all the way from England that something really special was going on in this studio. Aretha Franklin got started here because she wasn't doing good in Chicago. CBS dropped her, but someone had told her about this little greasy music recording studio down in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and she came here, walked in, a bunch of white guys, looked like they should be working at the grocery store. Didn't think that much was going to happen. Then they started playing, and comfort level got a little better, and she started singing Magic. She got her first hit. Who else played? Leonard Skinner, George Jones, Shenandoah, Percy Sledge, Wilson Pickett, the Osmonds, Arthur Alexander, Paul Dillon, Paul Simon, Clarence Carter, he's like one of my favorite ones. Mac Davis, the Oak Ridge Boys, Etta James, Cher, Little Richard, that's one of my favorites. The Commodores. Like, I recognize that there's definitely something really special going on in this studio. This is the road right here, right across the street. But the question is why? And different people have different theories. Some people think it's because it's really close to this river over here. Some people think that, like, the music comes from the mud, or there's something special about here, this place. Maybe there's a nexus of energy, or spiritual energy or something. Or maybe it has something to do with ether. But we'll go and look at that water, see what it is. Still, others believe that it has something to do with the spirits of Indians that live here. And still, there's another legend that it is inspired by a ghost, an Indian ghost that haunts the water. But if you want to know my honest opinion about what it is, I think it has to do with the people. I think the people that live here, largely at that time being a lot of black people live here, and a lot of the stars are black people. And let's be honest, their history, not that great. I consider their past in America to be something that shouldn't be forgotten or ignored. And they worked hard. And so, driven by heartache, anger, kind of an attitude against the man, developed a kind of rock and roll sort of rebellious sort of attitude, and that attitude came out in the music. But also like this hopeful sorrow, probably gospel inspired, and so they sang from their gut. And I believe that the musicians, being these white guys, I think that the blend of that, finding that they are friendly, that they were probably, my theory is that they were good people and made the artist, the singer, feel at ease. Made them feel comfortable, and that they were also really good musicians. And so when you add that with the fact that, well, there's a recording studio right here too, it wouldn't be because of a nexus, it would be because there's a recording studio. Sometimes you'll have individual good things that are worth so much by themselves, but every now and then in certain spots of the world, good things will come together in a certain unique combination, and then something really special happens. And I think that that's what it is. The music that came out of the studio was imported to the whole world. The whole world has been blessed by the music that came out of this building. Reportedly, Percy Sledge could see this studio from the cotton fields where he picked cotton after he recorded it and it went onto the radio. So imagine making that song and it's playing on the radio, but you still got to go to your day job sweating, and you can look over and see this building. So I went up that little street that you could see like if you were walking out of the front door of that recording studio, and I went straight north up it, which is the closest, it's basically the shortest line from the studio to the water. So right here is the water. I'm getting to it as best as I can. There's not like a park here or anything. It's just like private property that I'm on right now to get to it. Gotta be a little adventurous sometimes. If you want a light pole. And look, old stairs. So this is an old path down to this water. Sometimes you gotta be a little outlaw to find out stuff. Take inspiration from the music. So I just made it to a very dangerous but really cool place. An old observation deck. And man, I tell you, it looks so old. It was probably here at the time when that music was made. And has since become private property and forgotten, inaccessible. The water is way down there. And the fence is broken out and the stairs is there, so that's a very dangerous spot. You could fall right over this cliff and into the water. But I was talking about how the Swampers were these white guys and the vocalists were black. Well, at the time of that music, it was a time of like a lot of racial strife and the civil rights and all that kind of stuff. And so that little spot in that studio was importing to the world this racial reconciliation. It was like a thing of hope, because you have these white guys who are the Swampers, but you have these black singers and they're making this great music together. And it shows that each of us have strengths and each of us have weaknesses, and we work together. And it creates a beautiful thing. We're all created in the image of God, and we can work together. And I think that there was a measure of that took place, and that got imported through the music to the world. And I think it's a beautiful thing. Fueling up at this little gas station.
He'll be there again. He's always second best. A perfect lodger, a perfect guest. He's a
So let's see what Gail thinks. What do you think of that studio and the history? This song was recorded here, actually.
I like this song.
But is it weird to you, or does it give you any feelings? The fact that you're looking at this small, unassuming building and all these songs came out of it?
Well, I guess the sound kind of does make you feel like it's from here.
The sound of the music matches, like you can tell that it's organic to hear. Yeah, that's an interesting input.
I can say